Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video was brought to us by Patreon supporter Roxy. Huge thanks to Roxy and the rest of my Patreon supporters. Roxy reached out asking for a mono-green beatdown deck led by Vorinclex Monsterous Raider, and I was more than happy to oblige her. But before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel, and it's free. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Vorinclex Monsterous Raider is a 6-mana, 6/6 legendary Praetor with Trample and Haste. Additionally, if we would put one or more counters on a permanent or player, we put twice that many of each of those kinds of counters on that permanent or player instead. Additionally, if an opponent would put one or more counters on a permanent or player, they put half that many of each of those kinds of counters on that permanent or player instead, rounded down. While not as mean as the original Vorinclex, this one is still very powerful. There are lots of wonderful counters that we can play with. +1/+1 counters, poison counters, loyalty counters. If my understanding of Magic is correct, when we play a Planeswalker with Vorinclex Monsterous Raider on board, we should be putting double the amount of loyalty on them when they enter the battlefield. This is a big reason why Vorinclex's price has continued to rise. But Roxy said they wanted a beatdown deck, not a Super Friends deck. So while we will have a few Planeswalkers in the deck, they're here to support our main plan of beating our opponents down with big, stompy green creatures. But before we get to our deck list, we should keep in mind our checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Nykthos Shrine to Nyx, Blighted Woodland, War Room, Myriad Landscape, Reliquary Tower, and 32 forests make up our land base. Sol Ring, Arcane Signet, Wayfarer's Bauble, 3 Visits, Nature's Lore, Rampant Growth, Sakura Tribe Elder, Cultivate, Kodama's Reach, Ranger's Path, Skyshroud Claim, Migration Path, Explosive Vegetation, and Nissa, Who Shakes the World make up our ramp package. Greater Good, Augur of Autumn, Garruk, Caller of Beasts, Harmonize, Garruk Primal Hunter, Garruk Unleashed, Vivian Monsters Advocate, Vivian Reed, Soul of the Harvest, Battle Mammoth, and Eternal Witness make up our card advantage package. Veil of Summer, Titania's Command, Beast Within, Naturalize, Acidic Slime, Scavenging Ooze, Return to Nature, Terastodon, Worldbreaker, and Creeping Mold make up our interaction and spot removal. Hurricane, and Nevinyrral's Disc. Not a lot of options in mono green, but we can at least clear out everything but our Planeswalkers. Thunderfoot Baloth, Zopandrel Hunger Dominus, Goreclaw Terror of Kalsisma, Ancient Bronze Dragon, Craterhoof Behemoth, Tyrannix Rex, Nissa Ascended Animist, Rampaging Baloths, Kogla the Titan Ape, and Raise Forerunners, Giant Adaphage, Kamal Heart of Krosa, Titanoth Rex, Gargos Vicious Watcher, Verdant Force, Ronus the Indomitable, Impervious Great Worm, Gigantosaurus, Aggressive Mammoth, Rampaging Brontodon, and Moldgraph Monstrosity make up the core of our deck, but I did want to add a few more pieces. Commander's Plate helps to protect Vorinclex. Sandworm Convergence not only makes us big smashy boys, it stops flyers from attacking us. Unnatural Growth to make our boys even bigger. And finally, Triumph of the Hordes because it's a great win con. Now that we have our deck list, we should compare it to our checklist. 51 mana sources split between 37 lands and 14 pieces of ramp. A little heavy, but a lot of our creatures are pretty expensive, so it's fine. 11 pieces of card advantage, 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 board wipes, 4 pieces of graveyard hate, 2 Sudden Eye win cards in Triumph of the Hordes, and Craterhoof Behemoth. Both of these cards can end the game on their own, and I figured Roxy would want to keep her options open. Her dinosaur deck has been crushing her husband, and I'm very happy to hear that. Hopefully this one will continue to do the same. Now, I wanted to make a quick note regarding Planeswalker abilities in Vorinclex Monstrous Raider. Loyalty abilities are costs even when adding counters, and paying costs aren't affected by replacement effects like Vorinclex or Doubling Season. However, Planeswalkers entering the battlefield function just like everything else, so Garruk, Caller of Beasts enters with 8 loyalty counters, meaning we can make the emblem immediately. That also means Nissa, who shakes the world, is insane in this deck. Do you have a Vorinclex Monstrous Raider deck? What's the theme? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, there's a link to her Fiverr page below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. One of the tiers is specifically set up for Commander. For only $25, I will build you a custom Commander deck based around your specifications, and even do a deck video on it. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Muffins, Marcus, Phoenix of Ice, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Brian, Josh, Sean, OT, Richard, Pop Zombie, Mark, and Michael. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander deck videos often, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Also, if you're a fan of anime and manga like I am, feel free to check out my other channel, Musings by Danon. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.